Let's be real, nobody's confused about the Electoral College. We're just tired of pretending that it's complicated because it's not complicated. That shit is corrupt. But of course, it was never meant to be fair, right? It was built so certain people's voices would always matter more, and everyone else's would stay manageable. When the Constitution was written in 1787, the Founding Fathers had a problem. They wanted the president to be chosen by the people, but they didn't trust the people. And they were terrified of what they called mob rule, meaning poor folks, immigrants, anybody who wasn't white and wealthy. But the South had a different fear: losing slavery. So if the president was chosen by the popular vote, the North's larger population could easily outvote them and threaten the very system that made them rich. So they made a deal. Instead of a direct vote, each state would pick electors to decide who became the president. And to make sure the South didn't lose influence, they tied the number of electors to population, which included enslaved people counting as 3/5 of a person. So before this country even called itself a democracy, it created a system where black bodies gave white men more power. That's not balance, that's theft written into law. They called it a way to protect small states. But small states were just the ones with fewer voters, the same ones full of enslaved labor. And that lie worked so well it never stopped. After slavery ended, the Electoral College stayed the same. Southern states kept their inflated power, and then turned around and stopped black citizens from voting altogether. And today, the imbalance still exists, it just wears a suit. A vote in Wyoming is worth nearly 4 times more than a vote in California. And who benefits? The same demographic it always has: white, rural, conservative America. That's not democracy, that's a firewall, built to make sure that real majority rule never happens. So you can't reform something that's doing its job. The Electoral College was never built to protect voters. It was built to protect power. And that's exactly what it still does. 5 times in U.S. history, the candidate that got the most votes lost the presidency: 1824, 1876, 1888, 2000, and 2016. Every time, the side with minority power won. And every time, the country fractured even more. Because this system was never about representation, right? It was about containment, keeping control out of the hands of the majority. So no, the Electoral College isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. It just wasn't designed for you.